Hi, guys.
Lando! Say hello to Lando.
I've already said hello to Lando once in my life.
Lando's a very nice person.
I know he's a very nice person.
If you wanna support an up and coming young driver, Lando is your man.
Takes it. Oh, for God's sake! It's not.
You're not Ferrari.
Ferrari, I'm not taking it this season.
No, Stephen, am I or am I not right? If you want to support an up and coming young driver who's gonna do things, Lando Norris is the guy.
Yeah, or George Russell.
Or George Russell. I'm happy with either. I don't discriminate. You can Lando or George is that, or even Charles Leclerc, but Ferrari are a bit trash at the moment. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. This one hasn't realised Ferrari ain't doing nothing this season.
It's okay. We'll help you.
We'll help you. Welcome back to another episode of the Checkered Flag Show. Got my co-host Niall and Bargav is in the building, and he's gonna try and learn a bit of F1. This will be fun.
Head of PR, isn't he?
What?
He's head of PR, isn't he?
Yeah, it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be
public relations.
Davey, hi, Steve. Love the intro music. Very catchy.
It is very catchy. I'm not gonna lie.
It's been a while though. It's been a while since David Beckham showed up.
Hey, big up Talk Man U for that. And right, we're gonna get into the F1 news before we start learning some more basics of F1 for basically F1 for beginners.
How
dummies, yeah.
How beginner are we going?
I actually created a PowerPoint and everything if you guys want to use it, but
I don't know.
I
mean, you thought qualifying was on a Friday.
Yeah, but no, it would help a PowerPoint because a PowerPoint makes it more structured instead of us winging it.
I mean, I have it. Yeah, just
you could. You can send it over. Yeah.
But
send me your email.
You drive around the track.
I'll send it to you, Steve.
Sort of.
Send me the email. I'll send it.
Normally,
okay.
Whilst they sort that out, the first rule of Formula One, apart from in some tracks, you drive clockwise around the circuit. And what you're meant to do is you're meant to try and not hit other cars, and you're trying to finish in first place. You use the steering wheel to turn you into corners.
All right. It's not that.
There are some pedals at the bottom, and you.
Niall, when I meant F1 for beginners, I meant to try and take it seriously, not try and be an arse.
I'm not. I was just explaining the most basics for the most basic.
But we all know with a car you got to turn left and right. It's not.
Some people could think Formula One is about running. You don't know that. So I've gone through the basics. You're welcome.
And fair play. I get. Yeah, I do. Yeah, you do, mate. Right, we'll try and read out all the comments. What?
Sent it.
Oh, you sent it. Oh, okay. Whilst I quickly find that out.
I'm not going to lie, Stephen. I sort of expected that your email would be
sfeatley@artetahelp.co.uk. No. You sent
By the way, yeah.
Well, I ain't got it.
Give it some time. Refresh your browser.
Finally.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! It's taken 5 hours to travel across the ocean.
That's quicker than what it could do. It takes about half a day.
I put a good order for it too.
This ain't a PowerPoint; it's a PDF.
Same thing.
Jesus Christ!
Same exact. I mean, I can send you the PowerPoint version too. I just figured PDF would be easier.
I would prefer PowerPoint, but there you go. Anyway, let's get into the news first.
You can't win with something.
Oh, then look, this is going to cheer you up, no end, right? I'm gonna have to read this. Red Bull are ahead.
Yes,
Mercedes concede.
Let's do this.
Shut up. Right, let me read it. Mercedes concede rivals were class act of testing and admit they don't have answers for the W12. Sounds a bit like 2018 to me. For the W12 handling issues. So do we believe them, or do they think we're just
I believe
blowing
them.
smoke for no
Their
reason?
performance in practice, their performance in testing was horrific.
Well,
it could be a double bluff. It could be a double
That's
bluff.
what I'm saying. Is they've done it before.
But they don't really need to worry. Well, the thing is, they've done the double bluff before. Everyone thinks they're lying anyway, so it makes no difference. I think they're genuinely being honest right now, because we have seen it throughout a lot of the testing that the Mercedes just weren't there. Max and even Sergio look like they've got full control over the Red Bull. They look like they're very happy in the Red Bull, whereas Lewis and Valtteri, they look like they're not enjoying the Mercedes as much as they did in previous years.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we've become used to Mercedes conceding defeat up to a rival preseason testing in recent years, only to come out strongly at the first race. The team's 7 Constructors' Championships in the last 7 seasons, testament to that. But after Red Bull appeared to dominate 2021 preseason testing in Bahrain, as Mercedes visibly struggled, the Silver Arrows seemed genuinely concerned that their rivals were ahead going into this season. The RB16B run faultlessly throughout testing, whilst Mercedes not only suffered technical issues and delays, including Valtteri Bottas just managing 6 laps for suffering a gearbox issue, but the W12 appeared to be hard to drive, with Lewis Hamilton and Bottas both having several low speed spins in the car during testing. So, but 2 weeks is a long time in F1, and things can change very quickly. They can easily find parts to it.
I would normally agree with you, but the first race is in Bahrain. They had to do the shakedown after Bahrain. There's a lot of issues. I'm not ruling Mercedes out, but right now they are in some deep doo-doo.
Velvet smash the like button.
We do love Mercedes in deep doo-doo.
Yeah, well, I've seen him in doo-doo before, and Hamilton still come out on top. So
yeah, not this year, buddy.
Yeah, we'll wait and see. But I know definitely one.
I think happy birthday, Velvet Swan. Happy birthday, Velvet Swan.
Happy birthday, Elvis Swan. Well, I even would like the tweet.
Happy birthday, even though I don't know you. Congratulations on your
if he's free this evening at 7, you'll get to know.
Excellent.
I hope
a
Red Bull
fan, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a Liverpool fan.
Jesus.
I hope Red Bull don't believe this, because the Mercs will be there. There is no doubt about it, but it's not a lot. But I think McLaren diffuser could cause people to change their car if it's a difference. That's the thing. They've had a real sort of aggressive stance on their diffuser, and it seems to be paying off quite handsomely for them at the moment.
McLaren.
McLaren.
Yeah, they've been really good. I think they finished last season very well, very high. Obviously, I know Carlos leaving. It was sad for McLaren, but they went, okay, then we'll go get Daniel Ricciardo. And it's not like they've gone and got someone who can't do it. Lando, a very good driver. McLaren, obviously, we've seen them at the back for an awful amount of years. They seem to have finally got a system, got a sort of thing on how to make it work. And a lot of it needs to go to the team principal, the new one.
The Seidel.
Seidel, yeah, that's one. He's been absolutely phenomenal since he came. Yeah. It's been Zach Brown is brilliant as well, don't get it twisted. Zach Brown is really good. But Seidel has really taken that team to that new level, which is great to see.
It definitely bodes well in terms of sort of. I don't think still they'll challenge Red Bull Mercedes.
No, but they'll challenge.
They'll finish comfortably third. They'll definitely pick comfortably third, I'd say. But I'm just going to bring your attention. I'm still going to bring you to attention to this, which is the new street circuit for December 3rd and the 5th, if it's still on the calendar by then, which is the new Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Jeddah, supposed to be the fastest street circuit on the calendar this season.
Another fucking street circuit.
Oh, yes.
That looks nice, though.
It's not like we've already got 974 street circuits as it is. It's not about and Bargav, it's not about if it looks nice. Fast, it's about but it's not about if it looks nice. It's about if there's overtaking and all of that. Because if it's another one of the pool circuit in France where it's basically made in a freaking car park, it's going to be horrific.
Well, the straight line that you see, there's a lot of. This will probably be all flat out up to here.
Yeah.
This is probably going to be flat out from the start finish line to turn 1.
I'd expect so. It is a straight line.
Yeah, well, yeah. But so I do feel there will be opportunities to overtake in the race. So
I'm not convinced. Well, also, Saudi Arabia have some horrific human rights issues. It's nice to know that. It's nice to know that Formula One remain as this entity of we're gonna stop discrimination and all of this and stand for the racism shit, and now they're gonna go to a street circuit where they've got some of the worst human rights in the world.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. It's money talks, doesn't it?
The fans are pretty passionate though. That's the only that's the only part. I mean, it's not everybody's like that though.
No, I know not everyone, but we shouldn't really be rewarding countries for terrible human rights sort of things.
Yeah, no, I know. They had a boxing fight there, I think, last year, right? And then they built the entire like.
I'm also gonna season preview look at Ferrari.
Oh God!
Since I'm gonna try and explain to Bargav and anyone else's Ferrari fan out there, don't expect shit. Right?
Let me get my shirt.
It's not gonna get right. You can get your shirt.
Expect for me before you get into it. For me, with Ferrari, expect a little bit of progress, but not an awful lot that's going to boost and right up the championship.
It could be like when Jenson Button won the title. Like she's untouchable.
So the game you play is 2021, right?
What? No, it's 2020. 21 ain't come out yet. It couldn't come out till July.
I thought it's out on Xbox. It's out on Xbox, I think.
No,
I checked the store today.
21. It's not 21. Trust me.
21.
Oh no, it's like in July actually. It's not until July.
Yeah, it comes out until July. It comes out halfway through the season. Ahead of the new F1 season, we're taking a look at 2021. A return to the top 3 after Sainz's arrival. So obviously the Scarlet Ferrari have fall from grace from last season, a strong 2nd to 6th overall, and regularly at the back of the midfield. But the power unit identified was a major weak point, and over the winter they have addressed it. While high levels of drag from the car's aero has also been worked on, so the opportunities to make sure 2021 can be more competitive. Don't expect this lot.
Stephen,
I think they'll be challenging for 3rd, but I'd still then put them. I still put them behind McLaren for 3rd. For me.
Let's see how good Leclerc is then.
Yeah, but even with Leclerc, I still put them 3rd. And again, you can only do so much in a car, and until the end, the car just there's only so much you can do, and there's only so much you can do in a certain car until it's generally not going to be as quick as anyone else. So, but
All right.
Yeah, I still expect them to be behind Red Bull, Mercedes, McLaren, maybe even Aston Martin. But
Aston
in the
Martin.
fight, though, just also going to bring in turn. And if anyone does not say F1's not relevant, right? Watch. Might want to read this. Breathing aid, co-developed by Mercedes HPP, being used to help COVID-19 patients in over 15 countries. Right. The low-cost breathing aids developed by Mercedes high-performance powertrains, University College London and University College London Hospital, have been shipped to hospitals around the world in a life-saving partnership. Continuous positive airway pressure devices were used in the first COVID outbreaks to keep patients off the invasive ventilators in China and Italy, but they were in short supply in the UK and difficult to mass manufacture cheaply and quickly. It took just 100 hours from their first meeting between Mercedes HPP engineers and clinicians from the UCLH to produce the first UCL Venture CPAP device ahead of the 2020 season, with Mercedes Brixworth factory repurposed to manufacture them. But this doesn't just down. It's not just down to Mercedes. Mercedes have not been the only team doing this work behind the scenes for COVID-19. If you look up, like I've said before, Project Pit Lane, you see all the teams coming together to put all their resources to fight the pandemic in any way they can.
I mean, you have the top engineers in F1.
Well, you got the top engineers and the brightest brains in F1. So you want them at the forefront to try and increase the to help with the struggle and help with the effort. So
yeah, it's like one of the few sports with like actively
yeah.
Actually a part of it.
Yeah, be actively a part of it.
Yeah.
In terms of Ricardo, I'm still trying to get on top of it. Ricardo reveals crucial area he's yet to master in the new McLaren. Has built a reputation to form one's most fearsome overtakers with his self-styled honey badger approach found on darting out from behind an opponent and slamming on his brakes as late as possible. But with pre-season testing debut with his new McLaren team now complete, the Australian said it would take a few races before he's confident enough to the anchors to unleash some classic overtaking moves. So just
it's fairly normal.
It's fairly normal. Yeah, it's fairly normal. It's different system, different car, different feeling.
You just need if these F1 drivers. It don't take them long to get used to a feeling of the car. But yeah, a couple of races and it'll be slamming on them brakes, starting outside of someone, pulling off a late braking into a 90-degree angle that no one absolutely would ever dream of doing apart from Daniel Ricciardo.
Yeah, and probably getting away with it as well.
Well, yeah, he's very good.
I mean, don't these guys get to practice like in the off season, or are they like restricted from that by rules?
No, they have strict regulations on it. They get a set. They'll have set days where they can test during the season by the FIA, and then they'll have set days like pre-season testing, and then that's it. But because they now have set,
you got practice sessions as well.
Yeah, you got practice sessions as well.
They can
beforehand,
do work on they can do work on the simulator as well, but that's not quite the same as getting out into the car onto a track. Yeah,
and like I said, it's that usually before they've been banned from doing in-season testing, but now they've let them like do some set test dates. They now have decided they're going to restrict FP1 and FP2 because usually it's an hour and a half and FP3 is an hour. Now it's an hour only for all 3 practice sessions before qualifying.
Rightly so.
Yeah, rightly so.
Half the time in practice, they're all just fucking sat in their garages anyway.
Yeah, that first 30 minutes, they're not doing a lot anyway. They're doing more like installation runs and stuff like that. It's just as well as that they get
on with it.
Yeah, that as well, and that the fact that every time we've had a race where there's not been much practice and gathering data, we've had a really sort of exciting Grand Prix.
Nürburgring last year springs to mind when you say that.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
The practice was called off due to rain. The big question is, has anyone watched Drive to Survive?
No.
Oh, I'm watching this series. I'm going to watch a new series later on.
Yeah,
I have literally binge watched most of it. I'm in Abu Dhabi right now. It came out yesterday. Oh, levels to this. And FYI, FYI, Netflix.
Yeah, apparently they got Rosberg to come and moan about being second.
Yes, he did. Yeah, Netflix. If you're watching and there's not a season 4, we riot.
Yes, season 3 is amazing. Yeah, no spoilers, please.
I'm not spoiling it. I'm just saying if there isn't a season 4, we riot.
Yeah, we riot. Yeah, man. Honestly, right?
Why would there not be a season 4? I thought that's like a yearly series.
It is, but you never know what these companies.
I finished everything. No, but you also see what's great about it. You see behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Right. You go behind the scenes as well. So, right, instead of just watching the Grand Prix and not really got a full view of F1, you get to see what goes on like behind the scenes, the politics,
I am sort of upset that Netflix. I'm not spoiling it. I'm just a little bit upset that they didn't do Claire's Last Day properly. Like they weren't in the Williams garage for Claire's Last Day, and that for me sort of annoyed me a bit because I was like, I would love to have
they should have done that. They should have.
They missed out there. That would have, for me, that would have been. They could have, and I could have missed it, but they didn't do much for that. It was a shame. Bad Netflix.
Yeah, bad Netflix.
Shall we start the basics training?
Yeah, go on and basics training.
Grunt training.
This
is from my friend, by the way. So you're gonna get a bunch of views later when the US crowd wakes up.
So how basic are we going? Do they need explaining what a car is?
Basically how the point system works, to what happens on race day, to penalties and flags.
Whoa.
So we have four wheels on the car.
Hang on, don't start being stupid, please.
I thought that was pretty good, right?
Stephen, is there or is there not 4 wheels on the car?
I put a bunch of pictures. I just put a bunch of pictures. I'm like,
is what I said factual?
I'm trying to look.
The design stuff we can do later. The design and the tire regulations we can do later.
He's avoiding the question because he knows that I was 100% factual.
Yeah, I know you're 100% right. I'm just trying to find the bloody. I'm trying to find the.
Yeah, I can't support Mercedes, man. Chris Paul.
Yeah.
I can't support Mercedes. Audi all day.
I'd love to. Do you know what? I'm excited for like the budget cap when it proper comes in.
Yeah,
Because then that should entice more manufacturers to come to F1, especially if we think of what F1's doing in terms of environment and all of that, and working on the fuel.
See, I'm 50-50 on that, because do you think F1 should be the one place like the environmental regulation shouldn't matter? And
I think they're doing a great job because they're continuing to still be the pinnacle of motorsport, but they're
Right.
also
Yeah.
sort of leading the way in terms of going carbon neutral and all of that. And a lot of the carbon neutral it isn't going to affect the day-to-day racing.
Not really,
it's-
Chris, because the Ferrari had the big won the most championships, so you could say it's more Man United.
No, I think he means in current form, where
In
they've
current
sort of
form.
really done.
Yeah, but at
some
least
sort
they'll actually come. But they'll come back. They'll come good at some point.
See, I agree with him, but somehow
some-
George in a Mercedes doesn't make it. Mm-hmm.
It's got nothing to do with fucking Hamilton. I can tell you now.
It's because Toto has small balls. He has very small balls.
No.
And tiny balls. Doesn't want to upset Lewis.
Bollocks.
Of course he doesn't want to. Does he really want a repeat of Nico versus Lewis? Jesus Christ, the man looked like he aged about 20 years that season.
Yeah,
That's
well,
Monaco.
what do you expect? Why would you? Yeah, that's Monaco. I don't know why have you put. That's just
No,
Monaco's cute.
yeah.
Can you explain the different stands though? Like, because I don't think people get that. Like the different like grandstand. I guess that's Monaco tunnels and whatnot, but
yeah. So the tunnel is you know
the
that
tunnel's
grey
here.
area.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah,
That's the tunnel. That's the tunnel.
Right. So you got
Beautiful.
Sandoval, Beaurivage, Marseille, Casino, right? Mirabeau.
Beautiful. Casino is beautiful.
Right. Then the Source Hairpin, Portier. Right. Then the Nouvelle Chicane to back. Right. The swimming pool section. Then the rest of Lascas and Anthony Knows. The reason called Anthony Knows because he crashed the car on the. I think.
So where would you get a ticket on here? Where should you get the ticket?
Lap.
The pool section.
The pool section.
Actually,
No. That's there. It's called the harbour.
Ah, the harbor. Oh yeah,
The harbour's here. Where like there's a barrier. Then there's the harbour, right? And all the rich people were there watching it.
Yeah, of course.
If you want a ticket, normally
it's like 10 grand for a ticket.
Normally, what?
But anyway, wait. So yeah, basic point system nowadays is 25 points for a win. Second place 18. Third 15. Fourth 12, and then 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, and then 10th place
But
gets
also,
1
don't
point.
forget, you also get
But
the
yeah,
extra point in the race where if you finish in the top 10 and you got the fastest lap, you get a point.
Yeah,
I want letting you do all the talking. I want to do some talking too. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you a nod. How about
give me a nod?
I guess what happens. I guess the question is, what happens if? But you have to complete 90% of the race to get these points, right?
You have to complete 75% of the race.
75%. Okay.
Otherwise, you get half race distance. If you don't, you get half race distance. So you get half points.
You get half
points. Okay.
So you get what 9 points for second place, for example.
Individual, and then one for the cars, the type of the cars.
And if you only finished by some weird reason, you only completed 25, only about 25% of the race. I think you get a quarter, but I might have to check that one. But the races, obviously, for this year, this is updated. So you've got some new ones coming for this year. So you've got Bahrain, then Imola, Italy, or Emilia Romagna, as they call it last season, because they can't call it the same Grand Prix. Then it's Portimao, round 3. Spain, then Monaco, then Azerbaijan, Canada, France, Austria. British Grand Prix is on the 16th of July.
What's the point of flying across? What's the point of flying across the Atlantic and then going back with Canada and the US?
Because it.
Canada, because of the weather.
Yeah, because of the weather.
The
weather in Canada. If you do it like where the US Grand Prix is, it would be freezing cold.
Yeah, I guess Austin. Austin is like always hot.
Yeah, Austin's always hot. So
Pretty sure Canada, I'm pretty sure Canada would be under a lot of snow if we were to move.
Yeah.
Hungary, yeah, because some of these have to be because of certain times in the year, certain seasons. So Hungary, Belgium, Hungary. Then there's actually 3 weeks break with a summer break. Then they go back to
Summer break,
Belgium in Spa, Netherlands before the
Oh,
first
I'm excited to
Netherlands
go there.
Grand Prix, Zandvoort. Let's just say that's just been put there because of one driver.
Well, no, Holland.
It
used
wouldn't
to-
have been there if he was in the sport.
Holland,
Let's put it this
but
way.
it's the same with a lot of things. Zandvoort also had a F1
But
Grand
he used
Prix
to, he used to have a
before Max Verstappen was even born.
Ooh.
But that's
So
what I'm saying. It
it's-
wasn't. It doesn't come back. If there was no echo of it
Yeah,
coming back since
but
until
you can say Mexico is solely there because of Sergio Perez.
could do, but then
Exactly.
they were
So
talking about it.
let's not
beforehand.
start slamming drivers.
Yeah, I'm not.
'cause
I'm
they've
not.
got
I'm
a
not
race in
slamming.
their
I'm not
home
slamming. I'm not
home
slamming.
home
But
track. Like you
anyway,
could say a lot.
anyway,
It's why don't forget that's why we got the US Grand Prix because of Haas.
Oh, hello,
So,
hello.
on.
I just realised actually round 14 Italy, then 15 Russia before Singapore, not the other way around. Then Japan, and then USA, Mexico, Brazil. Then they've managed to get Australia back in the calendar.
Exciting.
So it's towards the end of the season, which is more like Adelaide used to be. So then Saudi Arabia.
Normally Australia is at the first race. It's interesting that is that San Marino the first Italian Grand Prix?
Yeah. That's why I call it the Emilia.
Yeah, if Mexico's cheaper, I might go to Mexico for that one. If that's like hella cheaper.
Yeah, it's not. None of it's cheap.
None of it's cheap.
Nothing in Formula One is cheap.
It's cheap.
By the way,
I don't know
are
why
day races better or night races in your opinion?
Why have you put this on there?
Oh, it's just to show like, well, because I got the qualifying thing wrong. So
yeah,
for my friends, so you get 3 practices.
You get 3 practices, 2 on Friday,
Yeah.
one the morning practice on Saturday, then qualifying, and yeah, this is the right. I don't know what have you done here. Right. Qualifying. 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 Simply
3 rounds.
Is that there's 3 knockout rounds of qualifying. Round 1 decides the bottom half of the grid from 20th to 16th. Then they go again, and the times reset, and they go again. So the top 15 that have made it through go again. So they then and that decides 11th to 15th. Then you have the final 10 in qualifying 3 for the top 10 shootout. But most importantly, if you qualify for the final round of qualifying and you get into Q3, the tyres you've set your fastest lap on in Q2 will be your starting tyres for the Grand Prix itself. So say if Hamilton went out, that's why you see a lot
of the top teams going on the medium tyre because you've got soft, medium, hard normally.
Yeah, because you can see, look, for this qualifying Spa, Hamilton went on to the medium tyre, and so did Verstappen and Valtteri Bottas because it would be, it would be a more beneficial tyre in the race, a more optimized tyre. So, but the problem with that is that the harder the tyre, the slower the tyre is. So, that's why they only see the top teams do it. But the 107% rule literally states that if you're a driver and it's set a time that's 7 seconds behind the fastest time in the first qualifying session, you will not be allowed to start the race without permission from the race stewards. There was also a thing
that's to prevent any of the. So if you're a really shit car or just really bad, is to prevent that. But normally, if you
the only reason they brought that back in is because HRT turned up.
Well, yeah, there is that as well. But if you have set a good enough, normally if you set a good enough time in practice, the stewards let you in.
Yeah, if you've qualified within 107% for example, and and for
Yeah,
some
so let's say
reason,
you're over the 107% rule, but you've put in consistently good laps in practice to show that you're within that gap. That the stewards normally let you in.
I mean, that scenario is that the first qualifying session's wet, but then by the qualifying free is totally dry.
Yeah.
So if you've managed to be 7 seconds slower by that point, you'd still be allowed to race if you've got times that are winning 107%.
What's the point of the rule, though? Like, I mean,
What's the point of the
these
rule?
guys are
Because
professionals. These guys are professionals.
no, there was teams like HRT that turned up in 2010, and
Yeah.
they didn't have the rule in 2010, and they were 7 seconds lower. I mean, this team, like their first outing in the car was actually the first race. It wasn't even pre-season tested. Like HRT was a fucking embarrassment. Let's be honest. Right? They were like, out of all the Australian Grand Prix, they raced one. Right, the first race of the season, they raced one. Right, because the next season and the season after that, they were over 107%. That's how slow they were. They were just getting in people's way.
So when you try to qualify, is it like you get one warm up lap and then you go and then you go basically?
What?
There you go. So basically, the thing with qualifying is you can set as many fast laps as you like. Obviously, you have a certain amount of tires for the whole weekend.
Right.
Normally, you'll see teams go for 2 runs. Normally, 3 if you're lucky. Normally, they go first straight out when the pit lane goes green.
Yeah.
Then they normally do one just before the end. If you really screwed up, you normally do one in the middle as well. But that's unlikely.
Yeah, you get 3 sets. You get sort of each team. You probably have 3 sets of softs, 2 sets of mediums, and a set of hards. For example, you get 6 tires to use for qualifying and a race, right? Plus 4 intermediates, and 3 wet tires. And 3 wet tires.
What's the point of the regulation, though? You could have faulty tires.
No, what?
You could have faulty tires, though. What's the point of that?
You don't.
It's to stop teams just from using tires.
It's to save money.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
gotcha.
F1 is a really expensive business. But a lot of teams, for example, like Williams, they were massive on this. They want to cost cut as much as possible. They don't want additional things being given to the app. It bumps up the cost. They want to keep it as low down as they can.
I also missed something out with qualifying free as well. If you do make it to qualifying free, you get an extra set of tires just for that qualifying session. So it encourages them to go out and set fast times, because before they did that, there were a lot of teams that said, well, we're not going to qualify pole, so we'll just sit indoors, because then that way we could save our tires. So flags, right? Obviously, we all know what the checker flag means.
Do we really?
The next flag is something that Max Verstappen gets a lot, driving on sportsman line.
Max
Verstappen never gets it, right?
Black and white flag.
I thought
Leclerc never gets it, right?
I've not seen many drivers get a black and white flag. Not often. If anything, it was normally to Romain Grosjean.
Oh yeah, that's the point. Or Kevin Magnussen.
So let's be fair. Max very rarely got that. It was normally the Haas drivers.
What about Bottas?
Well, yeah, it was it's normally the Haas drivers, is it not?
Yeah, well,
exactly.
it might be Mazepin this year. Right?
I was just about to say Nikita Mazepin's going to get a shit ton of that.
No, then that's not because of his driving.
It's just because he's a twat. That black and orange flag is if you've got. Is it?
Yeah. Go to the pitch. If you've got something hanging off the car that could easily come off and cause danger to another driver. So say like a piece of wings hanging off the car, you have to go to pit. Simple as that.
You very rarely see that, though.
Yeah, the red and yellow stripe flag is usually means where there's rain on the circuit, but usually it could be oil or spillages or just any sort of deterioration on the track, whether it's the track's breaking up or something. Penalty is obviously a black flag, which means if you get 2 black flags, right, which is One is a penalty. Next one is the disqualification. Green.
You don't tend
green.
to see a lot of it. You don't tend to see a lot.
No,
of
you don't
these,
see a lot of it.
These flags anymore because they do a lot of it via the radio.
Yeah, and they do a lot of yeah. Green flag obviously means you're out of the caution zone. You can go full pelt again. Last lap is obviously the white flag, but they don't usually bother that anyway because it's all done on timers and radio. Yellow flag is obviously
You do
caution.
see yellow flag quite a few times.
There's a single yellow flag, which means you decrease a certain amount, and then there's a double yellow flag, where if it's a double yellow flag, you literally have to stop. You have to really slow down and be prepared to stop. And then you'd have if usually under double yellow, then you'd probably get a virtual safety car or a safety car, something like that.
And the virtual safety car is where you have to go to a delta time. You can't go above it. You're not meant to go beneath it either. You're meant to stick to a delta time. And a safety car is where you're literally following a safety car.
Yeah, that's for like the serious incidents for his example, and for like
for example, if Marshall's
the virtual safety car, for the virtual safety car, for example, it's good that the fact that it keeps in basically what it does, it neutralizes the race. So everyone has the same gap by before and after the flag. The only time you can gain an advantage is if you make a pit stop during the virtual safety car, because the cars that are going around on the track are going less fast. So that means you gain more time, you lose less time in the pit lane. So red flag obviously.
Oh, and if you have a penalty, you can't serve that whilst there's a virtual safety car or a safety car.
Yeah, good point. Red flag means stop, and then the blue flag, which stops the race entirely if there's a serious accident or
a bit like if you saw Romain Grosjean's incident at Bahrain.
Yeah, they immediately stopped the race.
That was a red flag. But yeah, and the blue flag is HRT also got a lot of.
Yeah, move out the way. So it's the back markers, basically the guys at the back of the grid who are getting lapped. They're going too slow, and the guy who's at the front of the grid, who's leading the race, is about to overtake you, and you have to get out of the way.
I think they should remove the blue flag, force them to overtake, isn't it?
Yeah, you got a drive-through penalty.
Uproar between the top teams, though. They'll be raging.
You got a drive-through penalty. You get
what is a drive-through penalty?
No, a drive-through penalty means you drive through the pit lane. At the limiter.
Is that not allowed? Oh, like just randomly?
Yeah, no, you have. Yeah,
they can. Yeah. So some penalties they can issue you with a drive-through penalty, which means you basically have to drive through the pits. But the reason that is the way it is because the pit lane, you can only go
50 miles an hour.
50 miles an hour.
Or 37 miles an hour if you're in like Australia, depending on the size of the pit lane.
Yeah, and that's obviously the disadvantage. That's your penalty.
Yeah, 10 second usually is a 10-second stop and go penalty. So they go into the pit lane, stop, and they stop in their pit box.
Same with the
wait 10 seconds. Same with a 5-second penalty. Wait for 10 seconds, then go. But 5-second penalty is more a 5-second time penalty. So the difference with that is that if you get a 5-second time penalty,
it depends because if you get a 5-second time penalty and you've still got to do a pit stop, that time penalty will be done at your pit stop.
Yeah,
if you've already done your pit stop, they add the 5 seconds onto your race.
To the time. Yeah. Black flag obviously means disqualified.
You are a bad man.
Yeah,
has anyone ever gotten that?
Not recently, I don't think.
Not recently, I think, but a few have got it before.
I heard endangerment. You can actually sue people at that point.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, if you but with the
But you
rarely
can
I think
also-
everybody who plays the game would get sued. In real life.
Also,
drivers-
with in terms of penalties, you also could get points on your license.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you get points when you super license.
So is that
I'm
like
sorry,
is that decently basic? I think that covers everything you need to know, right?
it covers sort of basics really that you need to know.
Like the design and
Take it
stuff is
away.
like that's like for next week.
Hi lads, hope you're well. So I can come on, not feeling well today. No worries, man. Hope you get better soon. Saudi Arabia should be exciting to look forward to. Can't wait for F1 for a return of Monaco. Missed it last season. My big up everyone.
yes, Peter. Yes, Peter.
Yeah, okay. Peter has actually commented on an F1 stream for once. Yeah, luckily he's kept freaking sexy. Maybe this time he's kept his sexist views away from himself.
Whoa.
He says women shouldn't be in sport.
Well, that's wrong. But let's not attack everyone that comes on.
Well, like I said, he's on his last legs, mate. Trust me. He makes one more comment like that, or even agrees to such a comment like that, I will chuck him out and ban him.
Hold on,
So
Arsenal women are better than Arsenal men, so.
Yeah, but because I mean, you
maybe they should stop league.
Yeah, we were doing a women's watch along, and he thought that like they should be stuck in the kitchen or somewhere.
Wow.
That's what he said.
I mean, we like a bit of equality.
Yeah, we do.
Say quite a bit of equality.
Yeah, of course they are. Right. Why have they never been nicked for it then?
They pay the FIA.
But hang on.
They pay
why
FIA.
Is it Ferrari slow now? Why is it Ferrari slow now?
They pay the FIA.
Yeah, well, why didn't the reports on the
Ferrari definitely paid. Ferrari definitely paid the FIA.
Yeah, the FIA paid them.
There's something weird going on.
They get their own little. They used to get before the budget caps. They got their own little pot of money, right? To say,
I know,
for being in the sport from the start, here you go.
Yeah,
which is fucking ridiculous, right?
I think it's ridiculous.
So that's why they get more money than anyone else. So they're like the Man City of it.
I suppose he does stand for
something. So you just mentioned at the last point of that, which was drivers and teams. So we bring up drivers and teams.
That's for like the US people who don't know who they are.
Yeah.
But the way strengths and weaknesses.
We'll get the updated teams
because they've
all changed.
Yeah. So Mercedes.
Mercedes have the worst driver lineup ever. Obviously, they've got a really shit Lewis Hamilton and a Valtteri Bottas. But you may continue.
Shut up. Don't listen to him. He's talking crap.
They are horseshit.
Oh yeah, and that's why they're 7 times world. That's why they're 7 times world
champions.
Doesn't
matter. They cheated their way.
7 times world champions. Yeah, of course they did. Of course they did.
They cheated. Right. Everyone knows.
So you've got.
What would you say their weaknesses are?
So Hamilton's weakness is whenever anyone's within about a second to him, he starts crying.
What?
Like a bitch.
Oh really? 2018.
Yes.
2018.
Or when his tires are degrading a little bit, and he's there crying to his mother, going, Yeah, so that is basically Lewis.
And it's talking out of crap.
Okay, well, what's Lewis's weakness then, Stephen? And don't say he doesn't have any, because that's bullshit.
No, he doesn't have.
Let's see how impartial you are, then, young man.
Okay. So Hamilton's
announce Lewis's weaknesses. What's he weak at? What's he shit at?
Let me have a think. I'm trying to think.
Eating too much.
I'm trying to think.
It's okay. Take your time.
I am
we're
taking my
willing
time.
to. We're here. To,
Yeah,
we're willing to
I
wait
would
for
say
Lewis's
that
weaknesses.
I think that a while
Will to
ago.
will racing isn't one of his strong points, though. Just ask Alex
What?
Albon, really. Just ask Alex Albon. The 2 times that anyone's ever got close to Lewis, he's knocked him off the track.
Yeah,
Brazil
right.
and Austria. And he was at fault for both.
What about the Turkish Grand Prix? He didn't do anything there, did he?
No, but let's for the
Here we go. Here's an
Austria,
excuse.
but Austria and Brazil,
excuse.
he knocked Alex Albon off. So
Yeah, hang on. Austria, Brazil was yes, he made an error. And Austria.
Same in Austria.
No, Austria. They were side by side. Right, he's turned
and he
in.
turns into Alex.
No, he doesn't turn into Alex. You watch the fucking steering motion, you idiot. God's sake.
Turned into Alex.
Niall, look at the steering.
What's his weaknesses?
Look at the steering angle. He never turns this way, does he? He turns that way, right? So
he was
basically,
he was still fined by the FIA.
No,
and time penalty.
Yeah, well, even then, he's turned in. The tires were about 40 odd laps old, so of course they're gonna go fucking wide.
He was still judged to be at fault.
Yes, of course he's at fault, but for fuck's sake, right? It's not like he's literally turned into him like fucking Rosberg did to him.
Oh, what are the odds of Ferrari? Sorry, what are the odds of Mercedes winning this year?
None.
You still say favourites at the minute, but
I'm still waiting.
They are behind on testing. They clearly are struggling probably with the car, but they've had that problems before, like in 2018. Then sort of a poor start to it, and they still managed to turn it around. So
what's Lewis's weaknesses?
His weaknesses are, I say, I think sometimes he can get distracted at times during the Grand Prix where say like Monaco, for example, where they put him on the wrong tires, and yes, constantly through the radio, he was worried about him, and he needed to just. It was just one of those like, yes, Lewis, we know this. Just get on with it.
Just get on with it. Yeah.
Either way, you've got no choice but to stick on these tires, otherwise you're going to lose the race. So you just got to get on with it. So I do at times. He does feel like some of it is mind games, and then some of it is like you're worrying too much. For example, even the Turkish Grand Prix,
next team.
Even the Turkish Grand Prix, for example, they were saying, "Oh, you can come in and box now, right? We've got a pit stop ahead. You can box." And he's like, "No, I don't want to pit because of what happened in 2007." I'm like, Lewis, you're fucking miles ahead in the championship. What you on about, right? So I do feel at times he can overcomplicate things, but but again, it's most of the time he does that, and it's still that. I wouldn't say he's as fast as he used. Probably he ain't as fast as probably that he was when he first turned up. I know that for certain. He ain't as fast as he used to turn up. Obviously,
it's just a bit shit.
No, he's not. It's not. It's what happens when you get to the latter stage of your career. Right, Kimi Räikkönen's not the fastest that he used to be back in 2003, for example. Right, and he would have won the championship in 2003 or 2005 if Mercedes gave.
I think it would be
McLaren
best for Lewis
gave him
if
a good
he
car.
retires. I think
No,
it'd be
that's
the best for
no,
Lewis if
because
he
he's still
retires
been
at the
able.
end
No,
of
he's
the
still
season.
been able to compete at the top level. He's still been
I
able to
still
compete at the
think he
top level.
should retire at the end of the season. He should go and play some music, do his whole.
I
whole
think he'll
thing
still
now.
be involved heavily with the Mercedes and in the sport. To be honest,
I hope.
honestly, right. And actually, I think Mercedes will use him to train like Russell probably.
Let's hope not, because Russell is better than Lewis.
Mm,
And Russell won't need training from Lewis. Russell
yeah,
needs
really.
to be Russell will need to be himself. It's the way it is. He knows.
Well,
what
there
he's
was
doing.
one point where Hamilton was struggling with in terms of managing tyres, but now he's managed to master that one as well.
Yeah, but the team will help with that.
But anyway, we're getting dragged. Hang on, we're getting dragged away from what we're trying to do here. So Hamilton, Bottas in the Mercedes. Then you've got Red Bull Racing, who came second last season with Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez. McLaren, who came third, they've got Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo. Then we've got Aston Martin with that used to be Racing Point last season. Now it's Aston Martin with Lance Stroll and Sebastian Vettel moved from Ferrari. Then we've got Ferrari next to him with Charles Leclerc and the newly promoted Carlos Sainz from McLaren to Ferrari. Then we've got Alpine, whatever you want to call them, Esteban Ocon and Fernando Alonso, who takes over Ricciardo's seat after Ricciardo's move to McLaren. And AlphaTauri have dropped Danny Kvyat and put in Yuki Tsunoda for this season, who came, I think, third in the F2 Championship last season.
Pierre Gasly, who won his first race last year.
And Pierre Gasly winning his first Grand Prix last year at Monza. George Russell in the Williams goes for another season next to Nicholas Latifi. I don't get why Nicholas Latifi probably is still there, because the last 2 seasons he's got nowhere near George Russell. Money. Raikkonen and Giovinazzi, same lineup. Again, Giovinazzi, why why not put Ilott in there? Right, but then we should put, or Schwartzman.
You got Mick Schumacher and Nikita Mazepin. Nikita Mazepin shouldn't be there, but
he shouldn't be there. We should be banning him, but he's there.
Also, I'm not too keen on the Russian flag being on the side of the car, but
plus, don't forget, Mick Schumacher is the son of 7-time world champion Michael Schumacher. So
my dad didn't like Michael Schumacher. My dad used to call him Michelle Schumacher because he didn't like him.
No, my dad didn't like him because he was a cheat.
Yeah, my dad
was a deliberate cheat. He was a deliberate cheat.
The same thing. Maybe it's just older guys at that point just didn't like. When I say old, my dad wasn't old, but you know what I mean.
But those are the teams to be looking out for, and the driver.
He actually has the same hatred as I have to Lewis Hamilton, so I can sort of see it now.
Hello all. Hi, Robotic. 2007 qualifying 3. Alonso purposely blocked. Yep.
I'd probably say it was Hamilton's fault. That was
How the fuck was that Hamilton's fault?
He didn't bring Alonso his tea and biscuits in the morning, so Alonso was like, I'm gonna do you, young man. I had no tea and biscuits this morning. No, it's called
Alonso just didn't like the fact Hamilton was beating him in the title race.
No, it was a lack of tea and biscuits.
And he actually did.
It was a lack of tea.
He would have won the title race if McLaren gave him a fucking reliable car in the last race.
Yeah, but it was down to the lack of tea and biscuits.
We'll be talking 8 championships now. I want to number 9, and I won't be worried about it anymore.
It was because of the lack of tea and biscuits.
And for those on the record that do remember that pretty much every sort of record going is now probably dominated by Hamilton. So let's put that out there.
It's pretty cheated.
So Mick Schumacher's is his talent level still pretty high?
Who?
Mick Schumacher as a racer.
Mick Schumacher. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the F2 champion from last year.
Yes, RJ in the comments. Sup, RJ.
Yes.
Sorry, I was gonna say that.
AlphaTauri.
Yeah. AlphaTauri have got a really good car this year. They have. They've got a really good, decent car this year. So I would be surprised if they made a good surprise this season as well. So they're
Be
one.
interesting
Yeah.
to see what
So
it'll be
Chris
interesting
says
to see what Alpine do.
Alpine do. Yeah.
Alpine, however you want to say it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
however you
call
wanna
them.
say
I'm gonna call them PP for the rest of the season.
it.
Alonso driving the PP. And then I'm going to refer to the past as dog
God.
shit.
Oh,
Nikita Mazepin
Jesus.
driving dog shit.
I love how you just got yourself on repeat.
Nikita Mazepin driving dog shit.
Bargav, turn that off.
Yeah.
I love how you just got yourself on repeat. Turn that off.
Oh yeah.
Just kick him out.
Yeah, I'll kick him off. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Season predictions. Go on.
Season predictions.
Go on. Then.
What for? What, drivers or constructors first?
We're gonna go with both. So we're gonna do drivers first. Top three.
So top three: Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton, Sergio Perez.
Okay. Bargav, what are you going for? Drivers.
Leclerc, number one.
I see that. It's plausible. Carlos Sainz number two, I'm guessing.
Don't.
Then Kimi Räikkönen third. The
Bargav?
minute he said Charles Leclerc, the internet was like, "Nah, mate, you can't be saying that."
No, you can't accept that. Fucking hell.
Stephen, what's your drivers' predictions whilst we wait for Bargav to stop being in suspense of the excitement of saying Charles Leclerc?
8th title incoming.
All right, so Leclerc,
Oh, hang on.
He's
You missed
back.
your chance.
He's back.
Leclerc,
He's back.
Vettel,
Yeah.
and then
He's still not having it.
And then who was the third one?
Bottas.
He's still in mention Vettel.
Bottas.
Bottas.
Fucking hell. That
If
is
you
some
get all them
prediction,
in the
that.
top three, fucking hell.
That is some prediction that I'm not too convinced that's going to happen, but I do like the optimistic sort of thing there.
Honestly,
Stephen,
it's
what's
like
your
I feel like I want to read about the designs before I make that choice, but I don't know much about the designs, so. Sir,
I mean, if you swap Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen, that would probably be about fair. I refuse to call him Sir Lewis Hamilton because avoid all of his tax.
so we had a,
All of the taxes here.
Bollocks.
All of them.
Bollocks.
it's good.
Yeah, we've got to love a little bit of tax avoidance in the UK. It probably work very well with Boris Johnson. But Stephen, what's your
What about
prediction?
Jenson Button, David Coulthard, and the rest of
Yeah,
them?
naughty people. They are all naughty people. Right.
Mhm.
Stephen, what's your predictions?
8th title incoming.
Lies.
8th title incoming.
Lies. I only said mine once. I don't know why you're repeating.
Shush. 8th title incoming for Hamilton. Shush! I'm doing mine.
I'm only saying the word lies.
Yeah, and I'm giving you mine. So shush. I'll be nice. I'll give Verstappen second. I'll give him the wooden spoon
I'm
award.
sure he'll be delighted.
Say it's an improvement from last season.
Of course he is. Bottas is shit.
You
can't honestly sit there.
I'd
and
say
to me
Perez
that
third.
Bottas is good. Yeah, I think Bottas is going to fall off a cliff. Not literally fall off a cliff, but he's just he's not going to do. He's not unless he's got some real anger in him. I just don't see it.
Yeah, and
Constructors. I think Red Bull, Mercedes, McLaren.
Okay. Bargav.
But only because they put Sergio Perez in that Red Bull, because I think that would be really beneficial, especially the second driver and all of that.
Go on, Bargav.
It'll be Ferrari.
Red Bull.
Oh, I'm shocked.
Aston Martin.
I love this.
And Ferrari.
He's predicting Mercedes not even to get into the top 3. What sort of car crash have they been having this summer or this week?
I'm joking. I mean, I'm changing my predictions next week.
That's okay. I like them predictions. They're cool.
No, because I need to know about the design.
No, it's absolutely fine. You guys spot on pretty much. You're almost pretty much spot on there. Like we can take them. Sebastian Vettel second is more than plausible. I mean that could definitely be happening.
You fucking good as shit.
Charles Leclerc winning the title, that is very plausible. I see that happening.
Yeah.
Stephen, what's your constructor's title? Well, Stephen's. I bet you his whilst he's laughing his head off, Stephen goes for Mercedes first, Red Bull second, McLaren third. Am I or am I not right? Mercedes, Red Bull, McLaren is what yours is going to be.
Nah.
Oh fuck.
Nah. Mercedes, McLaren, Red Bull.
That's just you're almost as delusional as Bargav there. So while Stephen and Bargav still
No. Yeah,
Formula One,
you're right.
I thought I was.
It was McLaren, Red Bull, and then Mercedes at top.
Yeah,
Right, I've seen this all before, Mercedes. I've seen it all before. Seen it all before from testing. Right.
Yeah. I was just saying, if you were gonna carry on saying that McLaren were finishing above Red Bull, I was just gonna say it. And I take over as the new independent host of this show because Stephen has lost his fucking marbles. All of them marbles have gone. He thinks McLaren are finishing above Red Bull, just simply not happening. But
he thinks fucking Ferrari fucking finishing.
Yeah, but Bargav don't really know much about Formula One, so I'd sort of expect that. This is the same Bargav who said Sebastian Vettel's coming second, so you know.
Yeah, AlphaTauri will finish above.
Do you play the game? Do you play the game also?
No, but I know F1. I used to play the game though.
The game's hard as shit, so but I do want to get that. I think I'm going to beat Steven in like 6 weeks.
Take you fucking years to learn how to do it.
I applaud his optimism.
If I beat you in 6 weeks, what are you going to say?
Stephen will resign as host. And
you're going to do it without driver aids, though, you know?
Yeah. Even without
no driver aids whatsoever.
Yeah. Stephen, if he beats you within 6 weeks, you have to stop being the host of the Formula One show and let me and Bargav and Chris.
Actually, you know what? Let me get the game first. So, U.S. Open. Sorry, U.S. Grand Prix.
Yeah, and
I'll beat you before that.
Okay.
Anyone watching, we could potentially have a new host after the American Grand Prix. It will be me, Bargav, and Chris. If Stephen does genuinely lose, he has a lot of
I
explaining
doubt
to
it.
do.
I doubt it, but
But that
I'll
would be
take my
quite
chances.
funny because
So no driver raid, you said?
Stephen Walker. It's okay. We'll
No
have
drive
Stephen on
rates,
as
no
Okay.
traction control, no drive, no ABS, no dynamic racing lines, no assisted braking, no steering assist, right?
It's okay because
Everything that you would
if he
feel
does-
exactly from the car, right? That basically you would get from if you actually drove the car exactly as that.
it's okay, Stephen.
No
if you
assist
do
whatsoever.
lose,
How many
if you
laps?
do lose, I'm
many
sure
laps?
we'll
How many
have you on
laps?
as a guest.
Whole race
Full
distance.
race distance. Full race
With
distance.
50 laps.
56.
Well, 56 laps for
Alright.
America, 78 laps for Monaco. Whichever one you want to pick, mate.
I wouldn't do Monaco.
Yeah, I wouldn't do Monaco for you. Jesus.
You know what? Let me get that game real soon, and let me get started on that.
Excellent. Stephen, if you do lose, me and Chris will happily have you on as a guest.
You ain't taking over it, fuck up.
If you lose to Bargav, we definitely are. If you lose to Bargav, then the credibility's gone, bro.
First season.
Yeah, exactly. Credibility's all gone, mate.
Fuck.
All right, so yeah, so I guess on third,
Big
is it
up to
Thursday?
Chris in the comments saying I hate Monaco on the game.
I hate Monaco on the games. Some people just don't know how to drive.
Whoa, there's no need to slam our co-host, you bastard. What's he ever done wrong to you apart from called Lewis Hamilton, Sir Lewis Hamilton, which is slightly disgraceful.
It's not.
It is.
It's not.
We call him Tosspot Hamilton.
No, we call him Sir Lewis Hamilton. That's an end of
We
it.
do not. I will never call him Sir. He is not a
Well,
Sir.
good.
He's never done. He's no better than me in terms of being a human. No better. Exactly. He isn't. Why is he
right,
better?
and,
He isn't. He's better than
anything else?
Nikita Mazepin. I'll say that much because Nikita Mazepin is shit and a dirty, dirty bastard.
Same question about Red Bull every season. Will they? Yeah, well, we won't find out until literally until about qualifying. But they should be. But if I look at testing, but then again, testing has been very, very, very deceptive.
Yeah, should be fine.
Is there a big difference between 17, 18, and 20, 18, 19, and 20 for F1?
Well, on the game.
Other than
or-
graphics? Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Sim will be able to tell you that.
What's that?
The difference.
Is there a
between
massive
the
difference?
games.
What?
Between 17,
I'm
18, 19?
Between
17, 8.
yeah, on the F1 games.
Oh, the F1 game. It just gets more
More realistic.
The driving aspect gets more realistic in each season. You also got to learn how to set up the car around a circuit, you know.
All right, I'm gonna get that game today.
I'll get started if I were you.
Yeah.
I'll get started.
Hey! I think I could do it actually. 6 weeks.
Okay. 6 weeks.
Yeah.
6 weeks. Okay.
I'll beat you. Let me hold off on that actually.
Actually, you just said 6 weeks, so there you go.
6 weeks.
6 weeks. You said
If I
so.
put my mind to it, 6 weeks, but
Okay.
more than
Okay.
likely by the
Okay.
more than
Okay.
likely by US.
Anyway, while he's going to do that, we are going to take a break for now, and I'm actually going to do a bit of gaming broadcast myself. I'm going to play a bit of F1 as well. So I'm on season 3, round 2, Bahrain. With the
Bahrain.
mighty Mercedes again, and dominating as
I wonder
usual.
where the F1 virtual simulator is like. I want to get that maybe.
Virtual simulator.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good try.
VR.
I don't know, but anyway, I think we'll wrap up there for now. Anyway, so
See ya.
yeah, we'll wrap up there for now. So thanks for everyone as usual who's tuned in and left the comments. We'll be back at 7 p.m. and you won't want to miss it. We are doing a sort of a special program since like there's hardly any football on. Right, we are ranking all the forward players in the Premier League, right, this season based on this season's form, not past seasons, this season's form, right? So, yeah, we'll have a bunch of guests on for that. Niall, you're going to be in that, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I might be a little late because I'm doing Everton Man City reaction, but I'll be straight on after that.
All right, cool. Even then, I could put it back to 7:15 if you really need it.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to come on the match reaction for Everton City, that'd be quite good.
You could do, yeah, could do.
The only reason I'm doing it is because obviously Pence, who comes on the United show on my channel, he's actually linked me up with an Everton fan, so I was like, why not?
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, so we're gonna have a load of try and get a load of guests on for that, and that should be fun. Try and get one of each of the big six on. So a Tottenham fan, Chelsea fan, Liverpool fan, right?
Tottenham even have fans.
I've got a fan. I found a fan. I know a fan. It says the Plymouth fan.
We've got plenty of fans.
I'll
be the Plymouth fan.
Yeah, you'll be the Plymouth fan. Anyway,
are we ranking strikers?
That's tonight.
We're ranking forwards, so that could be inside forwards as well. So
cool.
anyone
Mason Greenwood's going to be in that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You got Mason Greenwood, Willian. You got
my last pick is last, all right? When we get to do our one last change, I go last. It's okay. I'm not going to touch an Arsenal player's team.
I'll tell you what. This is gonna. It's loads of players. It's like literally.
It's okay. I'm going to be very nice to Saka.
We've got about 80. I don't know if Saka's in it, but we've got about 80 or bloody.
Why would you not put your own player in there? He's like world class.
No, but he's a midfielder, not a forward.
What, Saka? No, he's a forward, mate. He's an inside.
Well, I looked up on PremierLeague.com and they said he called him a midfielder, not a forward.
Yeah, I wouldn't, mate. I wouldn't.
Anyway,
he's a winger. He's a winger.
There's 80 odd players to go through anyway. So
excellent.
Yeah, and we'll be live at 7, and that should be an interesting one. That should be fun. It should be fun, right? But yeah, until then, everyone stay safe, stay well, have a good day, and we will speak to you guys. And we'll see you guys at 7:15.
Max is best.